Welcome to the Podcast Editing and Support Show. My name is Dave. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go. We're going to start the episode right now. Happy to have you here. Let's do this. Hey, welcome back to the Podcast Editing and Support Show. It's Dave. Hope you're doing well. November is a very important month for two reasons. There's two reasons. One, it's my birthday month, so happy birthday to Dave. And two, more important for everyone else, is it's National Podcast Post Month. You're like, what is that? Well, as podcast editing and support people, I think one of the things that we need to be aware of and we need to be hyper-focused on is opportunities for our clients that they might have zero insight into, they may be completely unaware of, and if we can encourage them to participate in some of these events, there's a benefit to not only our clients and their podcasts, but also to our business and an opportunity to give value to our clients. So, National Podcast Post Month. If you don't even know what that is, then this episode is for you because you should know about this and you should be telling your clients about it. Even though we're kind of like already into November by now, next year, put this on your calendar because your clients need to know about this. National Podcast Post Month. It goes by hashtag NaPodPoMo. More information. Let's get into this. What I love about National Podcast Post Month is the idea that we do 30 episodes in 30 days. That's a lot of episodes. And for many of our clients, that seems insurmountable when they struggle maybe to do twice a month. To do 30 in 30 days, that's like a huge mountain to climb. Some of my clients that I've been working with, I have put this challenge in front of them, and the look on their face is like, you're asking me to do what now? But the results, when this challenge goes out into the community, into the people that I serve, and the results that come back to them by participating far outweighs the prep, the recording time, the editing, the cost, because 30 episodes in 30 days is exercising a muscle for the podcaster that they would take them months to get to that level. It's a condensed period of time, multiple episodes, and being on the mic and doing the thing. Now, this does not mean you need to do 45-minute episodes, 30 in a row. Scratch that. It's not that at all. It's the idea that you can record something as short as 2 minutes, 5-minute episodes, but doing them for 30 in a row and batch recording, which we've talked about on this show. Creating content in a condensed period of time is like going to the gym and really focusing on your workout, really focusing on your goal and getting those reps in. It's a great opportunity. So every November, and I believe this is like the 18th year for National Podcast Post Month, it is a big, big deal. So if this is the first time you're hearing about it, you've missed 18 years of this. So it's time to get in touch with this. I suggest for you that as podcast editors and support people, that you get your feet wet and get in the pool of podcasting by following Pod News. For example, podnews.net, James Cridlin and Sam Sethi. Great podcast, great resource, great website, and they keep you up to date on the news. But keep your toes in the water so that you understand what's happening in the business, and you're aware of things like National Podcast Post Month. You're aware of Podcast-thon, which raises money for charities around the world based on your podcast and you participating. There are so many great opportunities out there for us to be aware of and celebrate. International Podcast Day is another one. It goes on and on and on. I'm encouraging you as a podcast editing and support person to utilize your own calendar and put in these important dates And then also give yourself some lead time so that you can then talk to your clients in advance so they can participate in these events that they know nothing of. You're not just somebody who takes out the ums and the ahs. You're more than somebody who does a transcript. You're more than someone who comes up with episode titles and show notes. You do more than short clips for YouTube and TikTok. You are the source of information. You are the go-to person for your client on what they need and how to do it, and getting them aware of these events and these cool things that they could participate in. Because without your knowledge and without you speaking up, again, they'll have no idea. And the opportunity is that you can then help them and coach them through some of these amazing opportunities that lie right in front of them. It could really help them. So we need to bring more value to podcasters than just simply the editing side. There are tools that can do a lot of the things that we do. But one thing that these tools can't do is be you. You're the only you. So by you interacting with your clients, giving them these opportunities, giving them a heads up, setting up times with them and saying, listen, you should be part of this. There's a podcasting conference, there's a meetup, there's an event, there's a thing. And it's all for your support. Giving them the tools for them to do the things that they need to do. Here's another one, Podcast Movement. This year, they've released all of the videos of all of the sessions on YouTube. So if you didn't have a chance to go to Podcast Movement, you can virtually go to every single one of the different events that they held during the conference. And it's free. Did you know that? Does your clients know that? It's an education tool. It's an opportunity for them to learn from the business side of podcasting and the content creation side of podcasting. It's a huge resource. And if you hide that away or you don't think your client would be interested, you're robbing them of an opportunity to grow. You need to be the library, the resource. You need to be everything to your clients. Again, beyond simply editing their show. You need to be the voice of podcasting to your podcaster. They don't have time to do what you do. They don't have time to listen to all these shows about podcasting. They don't have time to listen to pod news or read all the emails or the daily things that come from James. They don't have time for that. They're running a business. They've hired you to take care of this. But when you see something come up in the news, a change to Apple, a change to YouTube, a change to how podcasting is done, innovation, new tools, new things, you need to be aware of these things. And if you're not filling up your cup with knowledge and information, you don't have much to give to the people you serve. And I'm wondering if they're getting their full value for what they pay you, if you don't even know what's happening in podcasting. So if you don't know how an RSS feed works, it's going to be very hard for you to bring value to your client. And one of the things we've talked about before is some of our podcast hosting sites get very annoyed with podcast editors who have no idea how podcasting even works. Calling them up, emailing them saying, this is broken, this doesn't work, why is this not happening? But it's actually their inexperience and lack of knowledge that's the reason for the question. Nothing's broken, everything's fine, but you just don't understand how podcasting works. How can you serve people if you don't know what podcasting is? This goes back to one of my main things. I truly believe that every podcast editing and support person, somehow, some way, even if it's a short run thing, should have their own podcast and create it from the beginning through and to the end, even if it's just like 5 episodes. Simply do a podcast about your business and what you do, introduce yourself, talk through your main things, and finish the podcast. Put it out there. You've done it. You created the artwork. You did the show titles. You created a podcast from scratch. You know what an RSS feed is. You've connected it to Apple. You know how to do Spotify. You know how to connect it to YouTube. What does it look like when it goes to YouTube as a ingested podcast onto the YouTube platform? You know how to do a YouTube thumbnail. You know how to make sure that the episode title is 100 characters for YouTube. You know all these things because you've done it. And when you don't know how to do these things, I feel like you're not giving your podcast client the best of the best. So what separates you from all of those other podcast editing and support people? Your knowledge, your approach, your love for your clients, and what you can give them as a resource. So go beyond the edit, go beyond the ums and the ahs, and focus on the fact that you have a gift to give your client, and that is your knowledge. National Podcast Post Month, 30 episodes, 30 days. It's happening right now. Now, it might be too late to do 30 episodes in 30 days because you've already missed a bunch, but you can still do maybe one more episode than normal this month and talk about podcasting. Talk about what you do. Let your clients talk about their show. Maybe you as the editor interview your client on their show and talk about podcasting and what it means to them. You be the host on your client show. You interview your client on their podcast. That's a great switch up where your host of the show that you edit for is now on the receiving end as the guest on their own show. Do those kind of things. Jump in, help them with their show, and go beyond the edit, go beyond the ums and ahs. Let's bring value to our clients. Let's bring value to our community. I would love to see what your ideas are around this. And put on your calendar for next year, you will participate. Whether it's your own show or through your clients, you will participate in National Podcast Post Month. NaPodPoMo.org is the website, link in the show notes. Participate. Be aware of these events. Put them on your calendar and make sure you are a champion of what's happening in podcasting. You're up to date, you bring value, and you understand the space. Not understanding the space limits your effectiveness as far as how you serve your clients and can severely limit your growth potential for your business. You need to be a student of podcasting to be in this space and to be an effective editor and support person. That's why this show is the podcast editing and support show, because we do both. And if you only do one, you're missing an opportunity to grow your business. If you need any help, or you want to talk about your podcast editing and support business, or you're a podcaster looking for somebody who can edit your show, reach out to me, podcasteditingandsupport.com. National Podcast Post Month. Congratulations if you're participating, and if you're not, see you next year. Thanks for listening to the Podcast Editing and Support Show. Visit us at podcasteditingandsupport.com, podcasteditingandsupport.com. We would love to help you find a great podcast editor, or if you want to hire us, we would love to work with you. Podcasteditingandsupport.com. Catch you on the next episode. Take care.